Hey, everybody, let me know if you hear me. Let me know if you can hear my voice. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Happy hump day. I see y'all. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday. Let me know if y'all can hear my voice. Let me know. She said, hey, more, we can hear you. Okay. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to talk about a little narcissism tonight. You know, we haven't talked about narcs in a while. Who think they know about narcissism? Raise your hand if you think you know a little something, something about a narcissist. A narcissist. Raise your hand in the chat if you think you know a little bit of something about a narcissist. We're going to talk about narcissism tonight. We've talked about it several times, but we kind of like fell back a little bit talking about narcissism, and I want to just talk about it tonight. I see a few of y'all with y'all hands raised. Thank you, Binky, for the love. Appreciate the love. She sent it already off already. Appreciate you so much. She said, me. And those that have their hand raised, have y'all dealt with it directly? Dealt with narcissism directly? She said, I got rid of my narc a year ago. Ooh, we. She said, I stay away from them. I don't blame you, Rita. We're gonna talk about narcissism tonight. We're gonna give some we're gonna do some identify some traits that narcissists have. Okay. She said, hello everyone. My twin grandson was delivered at 4:41 and 4:45 a.m. The babies and mothers are doing well, and I get to be off for the next 12 days with them. Okay, girl. Congratulations, new grandmama. Congratulations, baby. Girl, hold on to them tight, kiss all over them, and yeah. It just seems like a lot of people having these twin grandbabies. Ooh, oh, you got grandsons. Okay, that's cool. Congratulations, baby. Mm. Y'all hit that thumbs up button and we're gonna come on in here. Now I know that we throw this word around a lot about narcissism, but I want to put some facts to it tonight. You know, not just throw it around and be like, oh, that's a narcissist, this is a narcissist, that's a narcissist. I want to actually identify some traits of a narcissist. And I want you guys to be interactive with me and let me know down in the comments, have you dealt with any type of behaviors like this? Now, we all know that we can't diagnose anybody as a narcissist, right? Because we're not clinically uh, licensed to do so, right? So we're really just going to focus on behaviors, narcissistic behaviors, okay? That's what we're going to do. Thank you, Candy, for the love. All right. So welcome to the chat. If you're new, let me know down in the comments. Just say, hey, I'm new, so I can give you a proper shout out and whatnot. We did pick up quite a few subscribers last night, so thank y'all for that. I think it was 24 total. So if you came back tonight, I appreciate you guys for being here. And my day ones, y'all know I love y'all all the way, you know, from A to Z to the moon and back, okay? And for the ones that's just in the bush that come out every now and again, I call them my silent supporters. What up, though? What up, though, to y'all as well? All right. So I just want to touch on narcissism today because you know we kind of built our channel on that almost 3 years ago, and then we kind of moved away from it. But I want to touch back on it because, you know, I think it's important and we just need to stay up on these behaviors, okay? We don't want to like push them under the rug and then, you know, get beside ourselves and not know how to identify narc behaviors, all right? She said, I'm an A1 day one. Thank you, Rachel, for being an A1 day one. And shout out to my members. Those are the ones that's lit up in green. I do appreciate you guys for investing in my channel. Okay, thank y'all so very much. She said, Amor, when you asked me a question, a commercial came on, so I didn't hear you. Uh, I don't know what question I asked you. I think I just congratulated you on being a grandmother, a new grandmother to two grandsons. So congratulations. I think it was more of a, I don't think it was a question per se. I think it was more just congratulations, baby. But let's talk about some of these narc behaviors. She said, I didn't know narcissist behaviors until more. Girl, listen, a lot of people, and I have to contribute that to Brianna because I didn't know a lot about narcissism until the Brianna story came about, right? And then we kind of like, you know, we identified a lot of it and learned a lot of it, a lot about it, right? But let's talk about narcissism today. All right, we're gonna talk about that. Do y'all mind? Are y'all okay with that? Let me know in the chat. Are y'all okay with that? We're going to go over some things that narcissists say. And I want y'all to be interactive with me and let me know. You don't have to actually say the name. You know, you could just say, hey, a friend of mine, a boyfriend, an ex, my ex-husband, you know, my ex-girlfriend, or something like that. You really don't have to say Susie, Jane, Thomas, and Lisa or anything like that, right? You could just say, yep, I've heard it all, or I've dealt with that, or no, right? So let's talk about first of all, the title is How Narcissistic People Think That They Are Truth Tellers But Cannot Admit the Truth. All right. So I need you guys raise your hand if you have ever encountered someone that you think is have narcissistic behaviors that label themselves a truth teller. They say, I speak the truth, nothing but the truth. I am the truth teller. I never lie. Raise your hand if you have ever encountered someone that you know has lied, and probably that very day, but they come out of their mouth and they actually say, I don't lie. I've never lied. I'm a truth teller. And anything that I say out of my mouth is the truth. Okay, I see a lot of hands raised, a lot of hands. Okay. Now, I have a question to ask y'all. When they say that to you, do you really think that they're being honest and telling the truth? Or do you kind of side eye them and be like, now, come on now. Now, why you go telling them lies? She said, Lord, my mother-in-law. So your mother-in-law, excuse me. So your mother-in-law says that she never lies. You have to be leery with people like that. Those that come out and say, I never lie. You literally have to be leery with those. You have to look at them a little funny. All right. Those that say, I never lie. I always tell the truth. I am a truth teller. If it comes out of my mouth, it has to be the truth. You have to be careful with those type of people. So I see some of y'all comments. Okay, Graceful Aura says, I side-eye them. Nisha said, I side-eye them. Dry Bob said, I side-eye them. Sandra says, I side-eye them. Shalandra says, I side-eye those motherfuckers, right? Because you're wondering, why are you telling me that? Now, Nene said, I roll my eyes at them. She said she don't even side-eye. She just roll her whole eyes at them, right? She said that itself is a damn lie. Exactly. And for them to actually deem themselves the truth teller and actually say, I never lie, you have to know that they are lying to you. They are lying to you. So when you come across someone that says, I tell the 100% truth, I never lie, they are lying. Tanya said that's a voluntary lie right then. It is a voluntary lie because you don't even be asking for someone to be 100%, 1,000% truthful. Like, you could lie about how you feel for the day, right? You can lie about eating the last cookie or something like that, right? But those that come out here and say, I never lie, you have to pay attention to the words that comes out of their mouth. I never lie. I always tell the truth. I am a truth teller. If I say it, it's the truth. They're lying. That is narcissistic as well. All right. So it says narcissistic people live in a mental world where their version of reality is the only version that matters. What does that mean? The reason why they deem themselves the truth teller, because their version of the narrative is the only one that's right. It's nothing that you can say or anyone else say that doesn't align with what they said can be right. No, if it's not their version, they don't care how you feel about it. They don't even really too much pay attention to what you're saying, right? They literally think, because they live in a mental world, that no, my reality is the only version that matters, right? And after they believe that narrative, right or wrong, they will fight to the death to convince everyone around them that they are telling the truth and you are telling the lie. And that's not just with one person, that's with everybody. You got to be careful with that, right? These truth tellers, these narcissistic truth tellers, right? They will literally say everybody and their mama is lying on them. And then you'll be like, God dang, is everybody lying on you? Is it possible that everybody is lying on you? No, it's not. Everybody is not lying on you, right? Everybody is not lying on you. But a narcissist, if it doesn't align with their narrative, they're going to point a finger at everybody around them and they're going to call them a liar. Why? Well, because they live in this mental world that their version is the only reality version that's correct. Okay. Another thing, a narcissist mistake their emotions for facts. All right. That's why a lot of these cases that we cover, I said, we got to take emotions out of it. We got to take emotions out of it, because when you start putting your emotions in there, right? You don't care nothing about law. You don't care nothing about logic. You don't care nothing about physics. It's all emotional, right? And they mistake their emotions as facts, right? If a narcissistic person feels something, they automatically believe it's factual, right? If they say, I feel betrayed, if they feel betrayed, they're going to think you are a betrayer. If they feel disrespected, they're going to say you're disrespectful. If they feel that they're right, then it's their right. They don't separate feelings from evidence. Their feelings become the evidence. You can literally lay out the evidence, spell the evidence, preach the evidence, rap the evidence, write the evidence. Hey, internet sister, let me know when you're going live, baby. This ain't gonna be no long live, honey. But you can write it out, you can spell it out, you can color it out, and they will still tell you that is not true. Why is that? Because they don't know how to separate their feelings from evidence. Have you ever encountered anyone like that? Like, you literally provided the evidence and they still said, you wrong. You a liar. That's not true. Have you ever encountered anyone like that? They do not know how to separate their feelings, their hurt feelings, from evidence, receipts, whatever we want to call them, right? Another thing about a narcissist, admitting the truth equals losing control. So they will carry it with them. Narcissists don't avoid accountability because they don't understand the truth. They avoid it because accepting the truth makes them feel weak, exposed, powerless, inferior. So instead of admitting even the smallest fault, they will twist the story, rewrite history, blame shift, flip the script, and then, number one, attack your character. Why? Because accountability feels like they're suffocating. A narcissist hates to take accountability, even a small amount of accountability. They do not like taking accountability at all. They will twist it, flip it, and rub it down, baby. And then they'll attack your character. Why they attack your character? Because if they can't win, if they can't get somebody to believe them, then they want to discredit you. But let's continue. And then if they can't discredit you, they'll discredit what you built. But anyway, let's continue. A narcissist, they rebrand manipulation as speaking facts. Have you ever dealt with someone, I'm going to call them a narcissist, but one that deemed themselves the real ones, the truth tellers, just keeping it 100, the only honest one in the room, someone that just tell it like it is, right? But their truth is usually a lot of exaggeration, projection, assumptions, twisting half facts, and emotional tantrums dressed up as honesty. Yeah, those people call themselves truth tellers. The reason being is because that's how they mask manipulation as righteousness. Ooh, they big on manipulating people, baby. Big on manipulating people. I'm the truth teller. I'm the one that's keeping it a buck, keeping it real. I'm the real one. I'm the only one out here speaking facts, speaking truth. Y'all got to watch out for those type of people because they rebrand manipulating the hell out of their audience as speaking facts. You got to be careful with those people. A narcissist, they cannot tell the difference between truth and validation. Now, this is big because a narcissist do not want truth. They want confirmation. They want you to say, you were right. Let me say that again, just in case you didn't hear me. A narcissist do not seek truth. They seek confirmation and validation. They need someone to say that they're right, that their version is the correct version, that their version of the truth is the right one. Why is that? Because their version make them feel like the victim. Their version paint them as the hero. Their version makes someone else look like the villain. Their version gets them sympathy. Their version gives them the moral high ground. It feeds their ego, and they call that the truth. They're not seeking the truth. They're seeking validation. They need to be validated. They want someone to say, you were right. Now, we've spoke about this several times on this channel, and we've said there's more than one way to be right. And there's more than one way to be wrong, but not with a narcissist. A narcissist feel like if it ain't what they said, then it's not right. It's not their version. It's not their narrative. And they don't want to take no accountability whatsoever for that. So again, they don't seek truth. Narcissists, like I said, you can spell it black and white, receipts, evidence on deck, and they will still tell you you're wrong. That's not right. Why is that? Because they don't care about right or wrong. They care about validation. They care about confirmation. They need 15 people to say that they're right. Thank you, Shalandra. She said they seek attention and validation. Absolutely. And that's why we've seen people that even when they so-called get validation, they continue to seek it over and over and over again. Why is that? Because they don't even believe their own lie. Because if you truly feel validated, you wouldn't have to continue seeking validation. We've seen this play out throughout social media. People say, oh, I've been vindicated, but then they want to be vindicated over and over and over. And they will never be vindicated. Why? Because they don't even believe their own lie. They know it's a lie. and they haven't convinced enough people. They need everybody in the world to think that they are valid and the person that they're speaking against is not valid. And then furthermore, they want sympathy. Yeah, they want to be a victim. And they also want to make the person that they're speaking against a villain. They want to be the hero and they want the other person to be the villain. That is their goal. That's their number one goal. They want to be the hero and they want the other person to be the villain. That validation is a mother. Another thing, they rewrite the story every time you bring real facts. So, have you ever dropped receipts, right, for someone? And then they just switch it up and rewrite it. So when you confront them with the actual truth, narcissists do what psychologists call cognitive rewriting. They will change the dates. They will change the quotes. They will deny the conversation. They will flip the role. They will omit key details. And then they will add lies that feel true to them. Baby, they'll switch that shit up on you quick, fast, in a hurry. You'll be like, wait a minute, that's not what you said. That's because you just showed them receipts that what they said is not true. So now they got to switch it. No, I didn't say that. What I meant to say was this. What I meant to say was that they add. No, I'm not talking about that date. I'm talking about this date. Or they deny the conversation ever even happened. They omit key details. Why? Because they're not seeking the truth. They're seeking validation. A narcissist's brain protects their ego before it protects reality. They don't process the truth. They edit it. Ooh, goodness. They can't process it. They edit it. A narcissist will never admit the truth because the truth requires self-reflection. And self-reflection for a narcissist is very painful. They avoid it at all costs because it focuses them to see the hurt that they caused, the lies that they told, the people that they betrayed, and the accountability that they owe. So instead of facing themselves, they blame others. They blame you and you and you and you and you and you and you. Have you ever seen a narcissistic rage where it start off with one person and the next thing you know, it's 10 people have been thrown in the pot and they're pointing fingers at 10 people when it all started with just one person? Right? Because they don't want to look at themselves. They will blame everybody around them. Everybody. The dog, the cat, the rat, the bug, the mama, the daddy, the neighbor. Everybody's fault but theirs. It's your fault and 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 your fault. And your fault and your fault and your fault. And yours too and yours too and yours too. Everybody else's fault but theirs. It's because they don't want to face themselves. That's why they blame everybody else but themselves. Another thing that a narcissist does, they feel or think, should I say, because I can't tell you how they feel, but they think repeating something makes it true. Have you ever came across a narcissist that will continue to say it over and over and over and over and over? Right? And the reason why they do this is because a narcissist thinks that if they say it enough time, that people will believe it. They think that if they say it enough, they'll believe it. And then you should believe it. And then other people should believe it. And then they'll earn the credibility that they're seeking. and that their version must be accepted. Why? Because they've said it over and over and over and over and over again. Repetition becomes their evidence. No receipts, no hardcore evidence, no facts whatsoever. Only because they've said it over and over and over. You would ask a narcissist, okay, you said this person did this. Where is the facts? Where is the receipts? Their receipts is because I said it 15 other times. I've said it 25 other times. Did you not hear me? How many times do I need to tell? They don't have receipts. They don't have evidence. They just feel like if they keep repeating it, that's their evidence. That makes it right. Repetition is their evidence. Being loud, bodacious, and repetitive becomes their truth. Narcissist people confuse truth with ego protection because that's what they're doing, protecting their own ego. They're not truth tellers, they're narrative controllers. Hey, Angel, baby, good to see you in here. They want to control the narrative, not tell the truth. They don't admit the truth because the truth threatens the image that they built, the image that they want the world to believe. Let's talk about some of the phrases that narcissists repeat that exposes them as a narcissist. Here's one. I didn't do anything wrong. If every time a conflict occurs and someone says, I didn't do anything wrong, which means they refuse to take any accountability, that is a huge red flag that they have narcissistic behaviors. Everybody else is the problem, not me. Okay? Everybody else. You, not me. Not me. Everybody else is the problem, not me. Huge red flag. I'm the only real one. I speak facts. I'm just honest. I tell no lies. I don't never lie. Huge red flag. Narcissists love to brand themselves as truth tellers, like we said before. Why? So they can justify being hurt, or should I say being hurtful, manipulative, or just dead ass wrong. Okay? Something else is a huge red flag that I need you guys to lean into and pay attention to this one. A narcissist will try to guilt trip you and try to keep score by saying, after everything I did for you. Raise your hand if you've ever heard that bullshit before, ever. After everything that I've done for you, a narcissist keeps score. Because when you do things from your heart, baby, you don't keep score. You just don't. But after everything I've done for you, they try to guilt trip you. I've been there for you. I helped you out. I built you. I created you. I pulled you up. I was there. After everything that I did for you, that is to guilt trip you. That means they feel like you owe them a lifetime. It's guilt tripping, scorekeeping, and manipulation all rolled up in one. Big on the manipulation. After everything I've done for you. Huge red flag. Another thing that a narcissist will say, I'm the victim here. Even when they created the problem, okay? They say, I'm the victim. I'm the one taking the short end of the stick. I'm the one that everybody is pounding on, coming after. I'm the one that lost. I'm the victim here. Here's another big red flag. You should be grateful for me. Because the reason why narcissist says things like this, you should be grateful for me, because they think basic decency equals a favor. Just being basic decent to someone. You should be grateful for someone just being very minimum decent to you. You should be grateful for me. And it goes back to that guilt tripping one, right? After everything I did for you, you should be grateful for me. Without me, you're nobody. Without me, you was nothing. You was bottom of the totem pole. Narcissists love to shit on others by saying that you want shit without me. Okay? Another thing that a narcissist will say, ain't nobody did nothing for me. I did it all for myself. I did all this myself. They erase the people who helped them along the way. Why is that? So they can stay in the victimhood mode. They want to forever be a damn victim. Ain't nobody done nothing for me. I built this. I created this. I started this. Ain't nobody helped me. Not a friend, not a spouse, not a lover, not a supporter. Nobody. I did this all on my own. Don't nobody get no credit for this. This is me. This is what I built. They don't want to acknowledge anybody's help whatsoever. Another big red flag that a narcissist screams to the top of their lungs, they all are liars. Because a narcissist feel that anyone, and I do mean anyone, it don't matter who you are, anyone who doesn't agree with them is instantly a liar. If you don't agree, you're a liar. You don't even have to say you agree or don't agree. You could just literally don't agree. Don't come forth saying that the narcissist is right. And because you don't say that, they automatically feel like you don't agree, and you're instantly a liar. You a liar. All of y'all are liars. You a liar, 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 you a liar. A narcissist think everybody that do not agree with them is a liar. A liar. Here's another one. Narcissists love to say things like, that never happened. And this is even after you have receipts, screenshots, witnesses, and they will still lie with a straight ass face. You'd be like, what are you talking about? You a liar. You a liar. You a liar. What do you mean? Here's the receipts. You a liar. You a liar. With a straight face. They don't care about receipts. They don't care about evidence. They don't care about screenshots. They don't care about witnesses. They will literally lie straight to your face. That never happened. No, that didn't happen. It could be on a recording or anything. No, I didn't say that. No, you didn't see that. Well, then who was it then? The Ghost of Mississippi? Right? Another one, they will try to deem you crazy. That's just classic gaslighting right there and classic projection. They would deem you crazy. Something is wrong with you, not them, you. You. Here's another one, though. And I didn't even know this one until just recently. Another narc behavior is they will literally say, everyone came to me complaining about you. Why is this? A narcissist will say that to make you feel isolated. They want you to feel like everybody around you see you this way, right? Everybody came and they complained to me about you. She said stonewalling. Yes. They don't want to just say just to themselves, oh, I have a complaint with you. This person had a complaint about you, and this person, and this person, and this person, and they will continue to add on and add on. They want you to feel isolated. They want you to feel that everybody is against you like they are. And if you're at a weak, vulnerable moment, you might believe that shit. You might be like, God damn. Is everybody thinking I'm a horrible ass person? No, they don't. It's just the narcissist. The narcissists like to include other people in their bullshit because they want you to feel isolated. And 9 times out of 10, when they come to you and say everybody's complaining about you, it's usually a big fat lie. It's usually a big fat lie. You know, the lie that they don't tell. You know the lie that they never tell, or the lie that they never acknowledge. Yeah, that lie. It'd be that lie. But here's another one. A narcissist will scream to the top of their lungs. How could you support someone like that? Why do a narcissist do that? Well, it's because they try to sway people away from you and control their loyalty. How can you support someone like that? That's a good one. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Narcissistic behaviors. They try to get into the minds of other people and try to make them feel bad or guilty about someone that they choose to support. Manipulation. Yeah, we've heard it. Some people call it mind fucking you, right? We've heard those terms before. They try to mind fuck you. How can you support someone like that? They try to make you feel disgusting and disgraceful for choosing someone that you choose. Like something has to be wrong with you, not them, just you. Just you. How can you support someone like that? Huge red flag. And here's another one. I know the real truth. The real truth. You see how they put the real truth, not the fake truth, not the half truth, not the light truth, but the real truth. I know the real truth. Even when they have zero receipts, zero evidence, zero facts, their feelings become the truth. And that is why they say, I know the real truth, all based on their damn feelings. Their feelings. Why? Because their feelings is their evidence. The feelings is their truth. And then here's another thing that a narcissistic person with narcissistic behavior would say. I don't care nothing about them. They're irrelevant. But then they come out here and they mention people every day. They throw shade every day. They become obsessed over the person every day. But they just said they're irrelevant. They just said they don't care nothing about that person. They'll even say things like, I don't even watch that person. I hate that person. Right? But their obsession disguised as indifference. They become obsessed with the very person that they claim is irrelevant. And then here's another one. You got to be careful with this one because a narcissist, they will project louder than you can, louder than a damn bomb going off. They will actually say you're a narcissist, not them. You're a narcissist. I'm not a narcissist. Projection 101. You're a narcissist. Narcissists always accuse others of the very things that they are. I'm going to say that again. Narcissists will accuse you of what they are. And sometimes they will accuse you of doing what they are doing. Right? They'll say, oh, you're just trying to, control people when that's what they're trying to do. You're telling people not to talk to me when that's what they're doing. You're betraying me when that's what they're doing. Projection 101. Everybody else is a problem but them. They co-worker, they family, they friends, they partners, the entire community, they dog, they cat. Everybody the problem, but never themselves. So those are some of the things that will identify a narcissist, right? When you come across those things, you have to say to yourself, stop for a moment. What type of person am I dealing with? This is not healthy relations. It's not. People that think in this manner are not healthy people. They're not. Narcissists are self-centered, self-absorbed. And there's different types of narcissists. You have your covert narcissists. You have your, I don't even know all of them. I know it's like 4 or 5 of them. I don't have them up here right now, but I just know that a lot of them are very grandiose. They think they're the be all do all. Egos inflated. I'm the reason for the season. You have to be careful around narcissists. You have to catch the play. You have to understand the manipulation. You have to understand the projection. And you have to handle them accordingly. But going back to where we started off, if you hear someone, like a human, that says, I never lie. I never lie. Everything that I say out of my mouth is the truth. I am the truth teller, and I'm the only truth teller. Baby, y'all better take off running. You know how them people run around the church when they catch the Holy Ghost? And they be running when the tambourines are playing? You better take off running just like one of them church folks members. Just take off flying. Because a person that can literally come out, whether they look you dead in your face or over the phone or over a computer screen and tell you that they never lie, they are a liar. They are a liar. They are absolutely a liar. Some people, and I'm not justifying people telling lies, but some people tell lies to protect the person that they're talking to. I'm not justifying it, but let's just be real here. Some people will tell a lie to protect you, your feelings, because they care about you. They will. Thank you, Angel. Appreciate that. But some people will, they protect your feelings, they protect your heart. And sometimes people will tell a lie just to kind of end a conversation because they don't want to continue on. Because, when you start talking, then you got to continue on. And you may not even want to get deep in the conversation. So you will just lie just to cut it off, to stop it, to end it right there. No further questions, right? There's different reasons why people will come out and tell a lie, right? So again, when you hear those people that say, I don't lie, I never lie, anything that come out of my mouth is the truth, they are liars from the pits of hell, right? And that's just how I see it. Never trust someone that actually says that they don't lie. Even our grandparents lied. Our mothers lied. Our fathers lied. Our pastors lied. So again, when you hear someone come out and they double down and triple down on, I don't tell no lies. Everything I say is facts. Everything I say is true. And then they don't have no evidence to the facts, no receipts to the facts, no proof to the facts. Just know it's a lie. Because a person that says that they always tell the truth, then why can't they produce evidence? Why can they come out with truth? Not projection, not twisting narratives, not manipulation, not gaslighting, but truth, facts, evidence. It's too easy. If you say a person said something to you, or did something to you, or lied on you, you should be able to produce that. But when you can't, and they just keep it on repeat after repeat after repeat after repeat, baby, they lying. Okay? Okay? So anyway, I'm not going to be out here long. I just literally want to come out here and talk about narcissists just a little bit. Okay? Just talk about narcissists and then, the huge red flags of the things that narcissists say. You got to be careful when dealing with a narcissist. And, at one time I was like, damn, Amor, I don't want to be in a habit of calling everybody a narcissist, right? But then I'm like, damn, do I move away from the behaviors that I've learned about over the last 3 years? Hmm? Do we? I don't think so. You got to call a spade a spade. Now, of course, just because people say certain things don't make them a narcissist. They can actually have narcissistic behaviors and not be a narcissist. Because again, you cannot be diagnosed as a narcissist unless you're clinically diagnosed, right? Nobody can just look at you and be like, oh, you're a narcissist. You have to go through different, I'm sure, studies and whatnot for them to deem you a narcissist. But you can definitely identify narcissistic behaviors. Now, I want y'all to do me a favor and drop in the chat. What is one of the narcissistic behaviors that you dislike the most? I want you to tell me in the chat why I tell you one that I dislike the most. Just jot it down, whichever one you dislike the most. One of the narcissistic behaviors that I dislike the most, when somebody come and try to tell you that they built you, they created you, and you wouldn't be shit without them. That one right there gets up under my skin more than you could ever know. Because how dare you come out of your mouth with this I built you, I created you bullshit like you got some type of super freaking powers. Like you have the powers to be. Because if that's the case, why aren't you any better than you are? Why aren't you any further than you are? Why can't you build and carry yourself? Why do you need someone else to help you out? I do not like that. I actually despise it. And people like that can stay several feet away from me. So let me read some of the ones that you hate the most. Okay, no accountability. Okay. No accountability, playing victim, gaslighting, lying. I didn't do nothing. Zero accountability. Okay, victim plan. She said it's the lies for me. Oof. She said, meanwhile, they ain't shit. Exactly, Petty Ready. They literally come out here and literally act like they pulled you out of a dark hole and they act like they ain't in one. They act like their head is definitely not in a dark hole, right? I don't understand that for the life of me. She said, I dislike professional victims. I dislike them too. Professional victims. God complex. Yes, the God complex. Oh my God. I created you. I molded you. You was nothing without me. Without me, you would be nobody. Why aren't you somebody? I don't understand that. She said, the only to tell the truth. Exactly. They big on, I'm the only one. Only listen to me. Don't listen to no one else but me. I'm the one that tell the truth. Anybody else is a liar. Playing the victim after they created the storm. Amen. Jesus, baby. Gaslighting. Yes, gaslighting. Manipulation. Saying that you will never have nothing. You are where you are because of them. Oof, baby. Exactly. I can't stand that one either, Rashida. I mean, that's actually my pet peeve. That's the biggest one for me. The lies and playing victim and believing the lies. Well, a narcissist believe the lies because, their feelings is the truth. If they feel it, then that makes it true. They don't need evidence. Their feelings is the truth. Oh, I feel this way, so it got to be true. It got to be true because I feel it in my soul, in my bones. I feel it. They don't care nothing about evidence. They don't care nothing about facts. They don't care nothing about receipts. They don't give a damn. They ain't trying to hear none of that. They feel it, so it got to be true to them. Okay? That's because they live in that little mental world of theirs, right? She said, I laugh at that ish. I despise when they try to make you doubt what you heard. Anything else they do is stupid and laughable. That is true. And you know what that is when they try to make you doubt what you heard? That is gaslighting. And narcissistic people are big on that. But they do, Bokamoso. They will literally try to say, that's not what I say. That's not what, no, no, no. You heard that wrong. They will literally try to make you doubt your reality. And we learned that over the past 3 years, right? They will make you doubt what you heard. Literally doubt what you heard. Yes, blame shifting. They will blame you and everybody else. The flower, the birds, the rain, everybody but themselves. They will never take the blame for none of it. Nothing. Nothing. It will always be you, and you, and you, and you, and you. She said the constant needing of validation as an HR director, I come across a lot of these type of behaviors. Woo! Diva! Constant needing validation. That's what they need. They don't want truth. They don't even seek truth. They seek validation. They just want somebody to come say, you were right, you were right, you were right. And then they stick their chests out a little further and a little further and a little further. Right? I just like when you ask them a question, can they ask you, hold on. I just like when you ask them a question and they ask you what you asked them. I'm trying to see how you putting that. So when you ask them a question, they turn around and say, "What you asked me? Is that what you're saying?" Clarify that one, exit 75 for me, please. Or they act like they didn't hear it or something. Let me know. And she said, smear campaign. Yes, a narcissist will try to create a smear campaign on your ass, baby. A narcissist will try to create a smear campaign on you. Why? Because they want to discredit your character. They want to dismantle you and anything around you. So, yes, they would definitely try to create a smear campaign on your character. And then they start saying things like, I don't understand how you can listen to somebody like that. How can you support someone like that? Projection one on one. Projection one on one. She said, the entitlement. Yes, narcissists definitely have entitlement. The sympathy plan, the lack of empathy. Oh, y'all getting them. Y'all are definitely getting them. She said they believe their own lies and do. Entitlement. Yep, that's one. She said, Amora, just because you can't prove something doesn't make it a lie. Sometimes you just can't collect the receipts. You know, that might be true. Sometimes you can't collect the receipts. However, you should be able to, if you're going to continue to say this person, you know, or this person or that person and that person lied on you, you can't just say that 50 times and don't have no receipt. Then, yeah, no, that's unbelievable, Celeste. That's unbelievable. You ain't nobody told 50 lies and you can't verify one. That's just unbelievable. That's far reached. That's a far reach. Okay. An absolute far reach. Because if you say someone lied on you, they should be, in my opinion, I believe that they should be able to prove it. Okay. She said the sob stories. Oh, the effing sob stories. Like, shut the F up, buddy. The sob stories, yes. Violin stories. She said, I hate the people that support and make excuses for their behaviors. Those are called flying monkeys, but they're always going to have them. They're always going to have flying monkeys. I looked that up one day and I was like, why do the flying monkeys, why do these people believe them, and they can't see the manipulation, and they can't see the lying, they can't see the projection, they can't see the excuses. Like, how can they not see it? But some of them can't. I can't remember exactly what it said, but I looked it up, and hold on, let me see what it says about the flying monkeys. Hold on. Give me a second. I looked it up before, and I did I kind of read all into it. All right. It says why the flying monkeys believe the narcissist, right? Well, it said several reasons. It says, oh, damn, I didn't know this one. Okay. It says narcissists recruit emotionally weak or easily influenced people. Let me read that again. Narcissists recruit emotionally weak or easily influenced people. That's who they recruit. Flying monkeys are usually people who need validation, love drama, hate being left out, are afraid of conflict, want to belong to a team, and already feel insecure. A narcissist senses these traits instantly and plays on them. They don't pick strong people. They pick useful people. Mm. A narcissist tells the story first. Whoever tells the story first automatically controls the narrative, frames the victim as the villain, plants the seeds of doubt, gets sympathy first, sets the tone for how others see you. Flying monkeys believe the narcissist because they heard their version before they heard yours. Narcissists put on a performance the monkeys fall for. They cry, they shake, they act victimized, they exaggerate, they create emotional scenes. Flying monkeys don't hear facts, they respond to emotions. And narcissists are phenomenal actors. Mm. Flying monkeys enjoy the drama. Some people just love messy storylines. We all, we get down with messy storylines, right? They love gossip, conflict, tea, being in the middle, telling somebody else's business. Ooh, the narcissists feed them constant drama so they stay loyal. The flying monkeys are addicted to the chaos. Damn. They want to feel morally superior. Narcissists give flying monkeys a role. You're the only one who understands me. You see the truth. You're smarter than them. You're helping me fight evil and demons and demonic spirits. Flying monkeys feel powerful being on the right side. It strokes their ego, just like it strokes their narcs. Flying monkeys fear becoming the next target. Many monkeys stay loyal because they're afraid that if they question the narcissist, the narc will attack them next. They'll be cut off, they'll be exposed, they'll be smeared. So they go along to protect themselves. It's like a survivor mode, not loyalty. Narcissists mix lies with tiny pieces of truth. Their combinations make the story feel real. Flying monkeys believe it because, well, the partial truth gives them credibility. The lie fits the narc's emotional narrative. The story sounds dramatic enough to be believable. Narcissists never lie with 100% fiction, they blend reality with illusions. Flying monkeys get something out of it. What do they get? Attention, friendship, entertainment, access to gossip, being included, feeling important, being on a side. They're not helping for free. They're benefiting socially and emotionally. Narcissists play the victim better than the actual victim. Narcissists are more emotional, more dramatic, and more persistent. Flying monkeys believe the narc because the narc acts more hurt than the person who's actually harmed. It's a performance, and monkeys fall for the theatrics. Flying monkeys are often narcissists themselves. God damn, I didn't know that. They're not full blown narcissists, but they share traits of envy, insecurities, immaturities, lack of empathy, love of gossip, and emotional instabilities. So they gravitate toward narcissistic leaders because it feels familiar. So the bottom line, flying monkeys don't follow the truth. They follow emotion, drama, and manipulation. They believe the narcissist because it feels good. It excites them. It makes them feel special, warm and fuzzy. It gives them identity. It protects them and it feeds their very own ego. And because the narcissists tell the most compelling stories, even if it's complete lies, mm, that's a flying monkey for your ass. That's a flying monkey for your ass. So most flying monkeys are narcissistic themselves. That's interesting. Very much interesting, you know? Whew, she said, I thought you were talking about lies in general. My friend always lie about insignificant things. She would just rather tell a lie than the truth. You know, people that rather just tell a lie than the truth, baby, you got to get away from them people too. If they just rather tell a lie than the truth. I mean, good Lord. Who wants to be around a bona fide liar? But you know, I've encountered on this social media people that just lie for sport. Hell, we all know one, right? Literally, like almost everything. Now I ain't gonna say 100%, but probably a good 95 that comes out of their mouth is a lie, and that's because they live in an imaginary world. Narcissists have to live in an imaginary world because they don't like the image that they actually have. Their true image. They don't like it. They do not like it, right? So, you know, a narcissist might not be somebody that actually have the big N on their forehead, but if you listen to certain phrases out of their mouth, you can very much tell if a person is has narcissistic tendencies or not. There's a test out there that you could do to say that whether or not you have narcissistic tendencies. I've actually taken the test a time or two, right? And I'm like, tell me, am I a narcissist? Am I a narcissist? But how I know I'm not a narcissist, right? How I know I'm not a narcissist because I always self-reflect. Raise your hand if you're in the audience and I'm talking about 100% honest, that you actually self-respect. I mean, excuse me, self-reflect. You think about things and you wonder, could you have done it better? You self-reflect. And it's not necessarily second guessing yourself, but you self-reflect like, you know what? Did I handle that right? Could I have done that better? Could I have approached that differently? Could this have been a smoother process? Right? Narcissists don't do that. Narcissists automatically feel like how they assessed the situation and how they dealt with it was that's the best way that they could have done it. That it was no other way. Narcissists do not self-reflect. And of my 53 years, I have learned along the way that there is more than one way to do things. It doesn't mean that the way you did it is wrong or even the way you said it was wrong. It just means that there was another way it could have been done. But that doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't make how you handle the situation wrong. It just means that you handled it a different way. There's several ways that you can handle and come to the same results. But a narcissist will make you feel like if you didn't handle it just like this, like the way they feel like it should have been handled, then you're wrong. Don't let a narcissist or a gaslighter make you feel like that. Just know in your hearts of heart that there's different ways to do things. It's different ways to be right, different ways to be wrong. And I don't really like saying different ways to be right. Let's say correct, right? Because this era of you're right and I'm wrong, is that, is that even feasible? You're right and I'm wrong. And maybe I shouldn't even say correct. I should just say acceptable, right? There's different ways to be acceptable. In the military, we had this thing, and if you know what I'm talking about, raise your hand. It was a go or no go. Any of you guys know about that in the audience? A go or no go. So the go doesn't necessarily mean you scored 100. It doesn't necessarily mean it was perfect or you're right. It just means it's a go. It's acceptable. And then a no-go just means it's not acceptable at all. So it's a go or no-go. It's not right or wrong. It's a go or no-go. There's a lot of things that are goes. Go, meaning like acceptable. Instead of, oh no, you're just right or you're just wrong. No, no, no. No, 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 no. It's acceptable. But a narcissist do not feel like that. They don't look at things as being acceptable. Why? Because their reality is the only way, because that's just how their mind's set up. Don't be like that. Do not be like that. Don't live your life thinking that your way is the only way. That if it's not your way, then everybody else around you is just wrong or liars or horrible people. Acceptable or not acceptable? A go or a no go, right? She said, but self reflection helps keep them at bay. She said, I wager we'll all displayed some variation, narc traits through our lives, but self reflection helps keep them at bay. Exactly. And I think that we all should self reflect often. I'm not saying daily, but often. There's nothing wrong with self reflection. She said, I definitely self reflects, definitely self reflects. I am my harshest critic. That's why nothing others say about me matters. Yes, absolutely. We could be hard on ourselves sometime as well. She said, God showed me what a narcissist was years ago. I was green to the manipulation and gaslighting, making me feel like I was tripping or I was the problem. Exactly. Yes. A narcissist will definitely gaslight you and make you feel like it's all you, especially with the bullshit that they say. They make, they say certain things that have you feeling like you're inadequate, like you did something wrong, or you misjudged them, or you didn't hear what you know you heard, or you didn't see what you know you saw. They would definitely manipulate and gaslight the shit out of you. But mainly, look out for these things. If they're saying it to you over and over and over and over and over again, baby, they just trying to get that deep down in your head, honey. At this point, they trying to convince their damn selves because they think repetition makes it true. They think repetition becomes their evidence. She said, by the way, Auntie, I'm a man. LOL is all good. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you was a man. I don't want to disrespect you. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Now, when you dealt with your narcissist, was it a female? Because a lot of people think females can't be narcissists. And we identified this, what, over a year ago? That females can very much be narcissistic, but it's a little different. Female narcissism come off a little different than it does a male narcissist. And I think I spoke on it before, but baby, females can be narcissists too. Very much so. So there's nothing wrong with self-reflecting. She said, I self-reflect regularly. Sometimes I get ready to say something about someone and decide to shut up when I realize I did something similar. I'm constantly evaluating myself. Okay, growth, 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 growth. But what they say, believe half of what you hear and all of what you see, something like that. I think is I don't think it's all of what you hear. I think it's what did you say? They say believe half of what you hear and all of what you see. I think it might be that, girl. You about to get me saying something different. Because I think I remember it different. Like believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see, or something like that. I don't know. But you can't even believe all of what you see because what you see may not be a true depiction of what it is. So I don't know if I would believe everything I see because you know what I'm saying, unless you know the context that it is in, right? You might see your husband walking in a grocery store with another female or sitting down at a restaurant with another female and you all of a sudden think that he's cheating on you when he can literally be in the middle of an interview or in the middle of, having someone help plan a surprise birthday party for you, you know? So you can't believe everything of what you see unless you know the full context around it. She said, damn, am I a narc to my man? I should take the test. There is a test, a narc test. Let me pull it up. Let me see. Well, it's not really a narc test. What it is, it's a personality. What do they call it? It's called it's like a personality assessment. Hold on. So it really doesn't say a narc test. It's a personality assessment. See, I would give it to y'all, but it's so long. Oh, damn. How many questions is this? One, two, four. Okay. It's 30 questions. Maybe we'll do that another night. Maybe we'll do that another night because I know the internet system wants to go live, but it's 30 questions. And I don't even know if that's something that y'all want to do. I don't even know if that's something that y'all want to do. Y'all gonna be throwing spitballs at me. You know what I'm saying? So, raise your hand if that's something that you would like to do on another day. Not today. Not today. But maybe on another day. Maybe even a members only live or something. Just so people won't, be called out or whatever. But it's really a personality assessment. But we could do it and you don't even have to share. if you don't want, but it's 30 questions, and she said give us a head up so I can have my laptop in front of me. Yeah, we'll do a personality assessment, right? But you don't, and then what I'll do is I'll pick like 3 or 4 people. She said, no, let them go to a therapist. She said, let them go to a therapist. And then we'll pick 3 or 4 people if they want to share their results. But you don't have to. Lisa said, I want to do one. Rita, you want to do one too? You know, a lot of people don't want to know about their personality. They're afraid to know about their personality. But you got to be real with yourself when you're doing these type of tests. You really do. You literally have to be real with yourself, right? Because if you're not real with yourself, then it's useless doing these personality tests. She said, "Love the different topics. Keep up the amazing work, and more." Thank you so much, D Stewart, Stu. Thank you, baby. Yes, the story we did last night was very touching, and I wanted to come out today and just touch on the narcissism, right? Because believe it or not, some of those mothers of the children, in my opinion, possess narcissistic behaviors. Some of them came out acting like they didn't give a F. Did y'all hear the auntie that drug the lady that the one Korshonda? Did y'all hear the auntie that drug her for filth? She drug her. Let me know in the comments if y'all actually heard the auntie. She said that was just so damn ghetto. I cringed. Yes, girl. That was shame on that lady. Now I said, damn, is she just trying to get clout? Because who does that and show their face? You know? She said, I heard snippets. Let me know if y'all want to hear that right quick before I get off. If not, then I won't play it. But if you want to hear it, I'll play it. But it probably is gonna freaking boil your blood. Cause she was just acting very nonchalant, like she didn't give a F. She literally was like, she got drugged, she got beat, or something to that effect. She literally was like basically saying the kids handled her, you know? She was very disrespectful with it. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, is this for clout? Is these people doing this just because they want to go viral? Because you have to understand, some people do that. Some people will literally come out here and say things like that just so they can go viral. All right, so I don't see nobody saying that they don't want to hear it. I'm gonna play it right quick. We're not gonna harp on it because the internet sister is going live. Let me just text her right quick. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, I just text the internet sister. All right, let me play this for y'all, just for those that want to hear the disrespectful auntie that drug the mother. Okay, so internet sister said she going live at 10:30. Okay, cool. All right, internet sister's going live at 10:30. Let me just play this right quick for you guys, okay? She said the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, generational foolishness. Yes, and I did a video earlier and it showed where some of these kids are just literally raising themselves. It is sickening. Some of these children are literally raising themselves, you know? So let's listen to this aunt. Her name is y'all see it right there. Lil Miss Scorpio. Ayana OXX or whatever. She put herself in the line of fire. She did that. All right. But let's just listen. She said, Amore, I messaged you. Okay, thank you. All right, let's listen up right quick. Turn your volumes up.
Attacked. Let me play her video and then I'll be back because Little Miss, whoever is looking for attention, and I'm like, girl, y'all want attention so bad. And no wonder these little thugs in training act the way they do because look at you. You said, yeah, that's Miss Ugly Jacket. That's my niece. What are you talking about?
So the one right here with the pink jacket on or the pink trimming is the girl in the blue jacket niece. She literally just said, that's my niece. Okay. The one with these green shoes on, that's her niece. Okay. This is the auntie right here.
Sad. No, you said. You said. I want to go outside now. I'm ready to go outside. The only thing, I'm going outside. I'm going outside, bro. Samaya, what's funny? Girl came out of red, pink, and brown. Don't worry about what she.
So people are on there telling her to come outside. Come outside then. Come outside. And she's scared to go outside, but she's in there talking a whole lot of smack, but she's scared to go outside.
Came out the house with. Niggas got crunched out there. You worried about the wrong shit. Your mama. They couldn't wait. They couldn't wait. Couldn't wait. Like, y'all follow me all the way on TikTok. Your niece. Did you want the dish? You want the dish? You want the dish? You want the dish? Where's this little flamingo? She's not too far. Go outside. I'm ready for outside. I'm running. After me. Y'all don't even know. Y'all wasn't even there. Shut up. I don't think nothing cute. Yo, they gonna be looking for that flamingo. Don't worry about it, flamingo. Yo, what? Y'all should have, all these people that's watching, y'all should have been drinking your head. Do something. Do something, huh? Do something. What the fuck? Do something. I don't know what happened, but it looked like you with the wrong person. I ain't with nobody. I ain't even. What did I do? Ask me what did I do? Y'all know that little. Why y'all started bothering me? What the did I do? Y'all can't tell me nothing that I did. Y'all knew her kids was getting bullied. Y'all should have went up there. If her son was getting bullied for 2 years, why did you keep him in that school for 2 years? Why y'all? You failed him too. You failed him. You failed him.
So she basically telling the mother that she failed her son for keeping him in the same school for 2 years after being bullied for 2 years. She's basically saying you failed your son too.
Just like you fell on that motherfucking ground. You fell.
And she said that's how, just like you fell on that ground, right? You failed him just like you fell on that ground.
What do you do? Sometimes you just have to get up and start over. Like, it don't hurt to go to another school. You let that be your mama. Stop playing this in the video. Oh, what did you see me do? What did you see me do? I hope so. Screen recording it. You got screen recording. I ain't saying nothing wrong. I'm going to get you crazy. Right. No. Right. Fell a lot of ugly camera. Yeah. Tell Julie. Why they keep bothering you? Like, what? No, that's not a dude. That's a female. Somebody got it. What do you have to do? You're not gonna do. You don't need nothing, nigga. I got an uncle for you. What the? I got a nigga for every last one of you. In a block. Wrong, babe. Sorry. When did I ever say that I was from Chicago? Because I stay in Chicago. I never said I was from Chicago. Shut the up. Y'all say anything, like I said. Make that right there. Who is y'all? Like, y'all on the outside looking in. Don't even know what y'all talking about. You didn't see me in the video. I don't know how y'all found me on TikTok. It started right here. And I didn't even say nothing on TikTok. Don't you think you know my low? Oh,
No, this is not her mother. This is her auntie. This is a auntie that they tracked down because they're tracking all these people down. They have been on a mission to find all the kids and their relatives. So they tracking all these people down.
I started laughing when y'all started bothering me. Shut up. I don't laugh. Whoopie do. We do live behind the school. Y'all should have came behind here. Y'all protesting in front of it. Come behind it. Oh. How that dice line it up. No. Yeah, I don't want to play with her. No funny. We going to get you. Stop running from that boo. Whoop you do. Shut up. Yeah, me see. Who the ever said that I was from Chicago? I don't know why y'all keep saying that. I'm not from Chicago. That was my mother niece and both of my nephews. Are you ready to say stay after school? Why would I stay out of school? Like, what are you talking about? They gonna find you in Florida next. Could you be her ass before you? Y'all here. I'm about to get off this. Y'all really annoying. Don't even know what you're talking about. I didn't know picture. Suck my.
All right, so as you see that it is correct. So that's one of the aunts. They found her on TikTok. She's like, "How did y'all even find me?" They found her. They start going in on her, and she just went live, right? And she admitted that that is her niece. That's outlined in the pink fur jacket or whatever. And she basically saying that the lady got handled, you know, and that she failed her own child because she should have moved him away from the school if he was being bullied for 2 years. So, I don't know how old this girl is. This is her in the pink as well. She looked like she could be, I don't know. What do you think? 17, 18? I don't think that she's like a full adult. And the reason why I say that because she doesn't act like it. But, I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all think early 20s, or I think more like 17 or 18, or I'm thinking that she's in school herself because she's definitely talking a lot of smack. Okay. But what she doesn't understand what she's doing is she's putting her family in jeopardy. Not just her mama, her siblings, whoever this is that's peeking behind her. I don't know if that's her child or her she's in her early 20s. Oh, she's in her early 20s. Oh, okay. But she's putting other people in her family in jeopardy. That's what I don't understand. When you go online and you talking smack and this, that, and the other, whatever, to people that already have a whole lot, a gang of people looking for your family members, you put yourself in a line of fire. And I just think that you should, not just yourself, you put yourself and your family in a line of fire. And I think you should just be careful when you do that. She said they KI people in Chicago for less. She should have just shut the F up for real, for real. That's what I'm thinking. Not that we're wishing anything like that on her, but yeah. So they're telling her on the they literally telling her on the live to go outside. Go outside then. Come outside. Come outside. And she doesn't want to go outside. You see, she's in the bathroom, in the mirror, right? On the camera with a jacket on, but she's not going outside, right? Dupoop says she old enough to know better. Oh, Queen T says she's 15 or 17. So I don't know her age. I don't know her proper age, you know, but I will say that you know, she was probably talking all that. And just because you talk smack don't mean that you're not scared. There's a lot of people on this internet talk smack and they be scared than a doorknob, be acting like they ain't, right? I'm talking about talking big smack. But then when they see you in person or whatever, they hold their head down. They don't look up at you at all because they know what's up, right? But they just talk all type of smack on the internet because they're safe. She said, I'll take that drive to link with her. You can't link with a child. I think she a child. I think she probably I don't know. The girl looked like she got a baby face to me. I'm gonna say 17 or 18. I'm not even gonna say in her 20s. And I say that because the way she talks like she's very immature, very young, you know. She says, Robbie, it's cold in Chicago. Yeah, so but y'all heard the I did a video earlier. If you didn't catch it, go back and watch it. But one of the young ladies, mother of five children, and she's literally homeless. She's a squatter. Like she doesn't have a real residence. She just squats wherever, you know. She said, More, did you get my email? I don't think so, Miss Dimitri. I have to go back and look. But she's a squatter. She'd already got kicked or misplaced or something like that out of her home. And she literally just, I don't know exactly how the squatter thing works. Like, do you just up and move around, or do you like stay there and you stay there until um somebody come and take ownership of the place? I'm not exactly sure how that goes, but she has five children with no stable housing, which I think that is probably one of the most scariest thing for a mother with kids, you know? She said women and kids ain't safe no more, but I guess clout is worth it. And you know, the thing about it is, she said, I don't know how they found me on TikTok. The thing about it is, even if they found her, she didn't even have to say anything. She could have literally just not said anything. Nothing, right? But nope, she wanted to say something. Susie said she wanted clout. Okay, well, she got it. She getting it. She definitely getting clout. Okay. Celeste says she sounds like a little silly little girl. Yeah, that's why I said maybe like 17. I say like, I don't know, 17. Yeah, she sounds like a little girl or whatever, you know. But she said that amongst these kids was her niece, and I think she said two nephews, if I'm not mistaken. So she had like three family members out there. You gotta understand that some of these people that was walking together, they probably cousins. They probably cousins. You know what I mean? She said, I could do a cartwheel to Chicago. I've been waiting to get at it with somebody since yesterday. She said, I would be so embarrassed if that was my niece. I was embarrassed when the teacher told me she didn't turn in her homework. Mm. Yeah, but everybody, don't feel that way. But some of the mothers are not even showing their face. Some of the mothers are, some of them are not. You know what I mean? Some of the mothers are quite embarrassed. Totally. Oh, hold on. You just sent me something. What is this? Oh, hold on. Let me look at
To
it.
learn early, and a lot of people learn late. And what you need to learn is there are consequences to every action. I look at this situation and I think to myself, man, I don't care what happens to those kids. But I know I'm lying to myself because I do care what happens to those kids because I understand the environment that makes those kids become those little savages. Okay. I know the socio-economic conditions that created that, not excusing their behavior at all, because I want them to be punished to the full extent of the law. What I actually wanted to happen was for some other adults to come through and intervene, okay, while it was happening and start beating their little ass. Because if you want to act grown, you should get treated grown. In situations like this one, I'm all for that, okay? For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. They needed their little heads busted. Okay, they needed their young asses kicked. You know, I am a huge mental health advocate. Okay, I have a nonprofit called the Mental Health Alliance, and we advocate for social emotional learning in schools. These kids need it. We really need to address youth mental health with social and emotional learning in schools. But when I hear stories like this, it lets me know we also need priests to perform exorcisms on some of these kids. Okay, I don't know the ages of these kids, all right, but the
Did he say exorcisms? Oh my God. Okay.
ones that were teens need to face severe consequences, and the ones that weren't teens, I don't even know how you begin to punish them. Because what are they afraid of? If you jump in a 33-year-old woman and her 9-year-old son in broad daylight, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of losing? TikTok. All right. This is the epitome of we losing recipes. There was a time when kids respected the elders. And Kashanda, I know you're 33, but you're an elder to those kids. And there was a time you didn't cut up in front of the elders. In fact, whatever BS you was on, you stopped when an adult came around. You didn't fight in front of the grown-ups, but now these kids is jumping the grown-ups. And what's sad is Korshonda said the situation stemmed from bullying. at Chicago's Orville Bright Elementary School. So imagine comforting your 9-year-old, trying to protect them from bullying, and these little punks end up jumping on YouTube. And if Kashonda would have had a pistol on her and let a shot fly, y'all be crucifying her right now for shooting the child, when the reality is all she was trying to do was protect herself and her 9-year-old. Okay,
That's exactly how I feel.
let me tell you YN something, and let me tell you YN's parents something. Y'all better get these kids the recipes. Okay, you better monitor what they're watching on YouTube and what they're taking in on social media, because Satan is not playing with the minds of our children. And I don't give a damn. The first law of nature is self-preservation. If you love your child and you don't want to have to dress your child in a fresh quarter zip for their funeral, you better teach them some damn respect. My good friend Stacey Shells Harvey, she hit me.
Yeah, hold on.
Yep, she is the CEO of Regeneration Schools, dropping the clues bombs for Stacey Harvey. Okay.
Oh, okay. So I was about to say something. What was I about to say? I was about to say something about what he said, but I don't want to go over my time. But I was about to say something. I can't even remember. She said, I'm from Chicago, and I've been saying that parents need to be held accountable. A lot of people blame everyone but the parents. Yeah, Renee, I agree with you. Parents do need to be held accountable. They do. But some of these parents probably would give up these kids quick, fast, in a hurry. Like, take these little jokers. You know what I'm saying? Take them. You know, they used to give you extra benefits back in the day when you have extra kids. They don't do that no more. I think you just get like one check or something like that. They don't give you like a whole bunch of money, depending on how many kids you have. So she said, when you get time or more, I sent you a clip of another viral story that's going on with the African hair braiding shops. Okay, thank you, Sipping Lab. Appreciate that. Yeah, y'all keep them coming, baby. Y'all keep them coming. And I don't cover everything, but I do cover some things that I find interesting. But we about to get off, honey, because the Internet Sister's going live in 5 mics. Okay. What time is it in Florida? I know it's 9:25 here, so I'm assuming in Florida it's 10:25. And she said she's going live at 10:30. So I didn't even want this live to be long. I literally just wanted to come on and talk about narcissism for a minute or two. Okay. But when you get a chance, go back and listen to the video that I did earlier. Okay. And she said that's because the parents have the mentality of a child and they're raising kids. Then you have the social media taking over. That's true, Tamara. Absolutely, that's true. Okay, so it's 10:25 in Florida. Okay, great. All right, y'all, I'm about to close out. Thank y'all so much for coming up. I think I saw somebody said I made my goal, so let's just celebrate it, baby. Thank y'all so very much. Y'all are amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Thank y'all so very much. Let's clap it out. I'm gonna get some new music, y'all. For I keep saying that, but I haven't done it yet. But I am though. I'm gonna get some new music for when I make my goal. Okay, 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 okay. So should have a great night or more. Love you. Love the commentary. Thank you so much, Diva. Listen, y'all. Oh, hold on. Shoot. Let me just run through it right quick. Binky Bink, Candy Girl, Sonia C, Barbara K, X7, M, Miss Nez, Rita M. I work in mental health. Patients with narcissistic personality disorders are the hardest to take care of. Woo, child, I can only imagine, baby. You hear me? Oh, that was Rita. What do you do, Rita? Like you're a nurse or something? Dion Nisi, she said, you're speaking facts. Thank you so much. D Stewart loves these different topics. Thank you. 12K, Amore put it on the floor. Love the topics and engagement is top notch. Love it here. Thank you so much, 12K. Appreciate you. She said the apples doesn't fall far from the tree. Generation foolishness. That's right. And Binky Bink. Thank y'all so very much for coming through, showing some love to your girl. If y'all gonna still be up tonight, let's catch Internet Sister live. All right. I mean, you know, I'm not sure what she's gonna talk about, but I'm sure it's gonna be interesting. All right. But anyway, I love y'all. Y'all hit that thumbs up button on the way out, and I'm gonna talk to y'all mañana. All right. She said goodbye, Amora. And ladies, bless you all. See y'all at Jenny's house. Yes, let's go to Jenny's house. Talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.
Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names.
Yay! She kept talking about that family.
Hoes over there about
She kept talking about that family. 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 That family. She kept talking about that family. Talking about that family.
These motherfuckers don't be want to listen on them. Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our